And sticking with that traffic, getting around the city will be a bit of a headache this week as the UN General Assembly hits the east side. President Joe Biden's also in town. Fox 5's Briella Tomassetti is live at the United Nations with what New Yorkers can expect. Briella, tell us what's happening.
Oh, yeah, a lot to watch here. Dan, good morning to you. And this is really going to be the start of what will seem like an incredibly long week, especially for those who live here on the east side. Now, what exactly can we expect here at the UN? Well, the climate crisis and the war in Ukraine will likely be some of the largest topics of discussion. President Biden will address the UN tomorrow. And according to White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, he's expected to return to Washington to host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in talks at the White House on Thursday. It's that time of year again. 150 world leaders will convene on Manhattan's east side for the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. New Yorkers, you already know. Coming hand in hand with the annual event are an array of street closures and the not so anticipated bumper-to-bumper traffic.
UN General Assembly is the most horrific thing in terms of New York City for traffic.
Madison down to First Avenue, it's going to be chaos.
The traffic nightmare started yesterday as thousands of protesters descended on the city ahead of this week's Climate Ambition Summit. Demonstrators took aim at the Biden administration for approving new oil and gas drilling permits. During the protest, cars, trucks, and buses were brought to a complete standstill. Cyclists were seen weaving in and out of any open gaps on the road.
This is our first UN week. We're trying to learn the city as it is and, throw a little twist in the mix.
Monday through Friday, our Department of Transportation designated gridlock alert days, some of the busiest traffic days of the whole year. The best way to get around is by taking the subway or on your own 2 feet.
We live on First, so there's no calling an Uber, getting the bus. That's definitely a transportation hazard.
President Biden touched down in New York last night and will address world leaders at the UN tomorrow. He's expected to attend meetings this week with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will also make a speech. You can expect to see plenty of motorcades and security checkpoints as delegates begin to arrive.
Any type of disruption within New York City is always on our radar.
It should come as no surprise that the NYPD will be out in full force protecting high-profile landmarks and tourist attractions. Extra patrols will be at the ready from 34th Street to 65th Street between 1st and 7th Avenues. So far, NYPD top brass say there are no credible threats to the city.
Every aspect of our department will be involved, from patrol officers, the Detective Bureau, to special operations, including aviation, Harbor Patrol, Emergency Service, K-9 and more.
Now, the NYPD will work very closely with the Secret Service, the FBI, and UN police. Keep in mind, though, that some of these street closures could remain in effect through September 30th. So until the end of the month, if you plan on driving, be sure to plan accordingly. For now, we're live outside the United Nations. Dan, back to you.
All right, Briella, thank you very much.